Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Vimir Deese and this is another Class 4 Battlefield Podcast YouTube comment. After trolling YouTube for many days, looking for clips about Trayvon Martin, there is a question that I have seen asked probably 100 times, maybe even 1,000. Why is it that black people do not show this kind of care for black on black crime victims? The same kind of care that they're showing for Trayvon Martin. For a while, I was about to say my answer to it is simple, but really for a while, I'll be honest with you, I was caught off guard because I really was with the people who asked the question. I said, wait a minute, we really don't show this kind of care for black on black crime victims. But then I sat down and I thought about it for a moment. I'm in a unique position. I live in a town that's actually placed in between two cities. Now, because it is really Western New York where I live, the cities are farther away from me than in some other places in the country. I live an hour away from Rochester, New York, and an hour away from Syracuse, New York. So I'm roughly right in the middle. And in all of the years that I have heard news media, or the local news media, talk about black on black crime, just about always there's been a corresponding vigil from within the black community. And when we had a extraordinary amount of deaths because of black on black crime a few years ago, there were several marches. Remembering this, I recalled seeing videos on YouTube over the last few years of similar vigils for fallen individuals who were killed because of black on black crime. So when all of this started coming to me, I realized that the people who were asking the question made a fatal flaw. They asked the question about concerning why black people don't care about black on black crime, when the reality is, yeah, black people do care, but it's usually on a local level. Black on black crime does not get national coverage. The question really that they should be asking isn't why black people don't care about black on black crime, but why more white people don't care about black on black crime. The reality is, black people in general, we know what needs to be done in our communities to stop the black on black crime. It's getting the white people to actually understand what needs to be done and get them to do the work for it along with us, because we can't do it alone. We don't hold the purse strings. We do not hold the power to do it. I know that this sounds shocking to many of you because you say, well, wait a minute, there are black mayors all over the country. There is a black president. Why can't black people do it? Like I said, we don't hold the purse strings. We do not hold the purse strings. Black cities are reigned by white suburbs. Guess who controls and dominates the politics of the counties in which those cities and suburbs exist in? The white suburbs. The people who have the power to do something about it are the people who care the less about it. Black people could care about black on black crime, and we can have a million different discussions, and we do. We do, especially when it happens. We do have those conversations. But white America doesn't. White America doesn't join us in having those discussions. In fact, when white America sees that there's another black on black crime, white America's mind says, well, that's just another black on black crime. Pass the Cheetos. It's not black people who are lacking the empathy. It's white people. You need to step up to the plate and understand what's actually going on in the inner cities. And then believe us when we tell you what's going on in the inner cities. That's the problem. It's the communication factor. I experienced this personally a few years ago, 2010. I used to call into a radio show called The Break Room, WCMF, a local station. And we were having a discussion about how to fix poverty in the inner cities. And I said exactly what I'm about to say to you now. We need to put billions and billions of dollars into new housing, real housing, not this low-income crap. We need to build adequate schools in the inner cities. We need to build adequate infrastructure, and we need to invest in jobs. Billions and billions of dollars like we did for the suburbs. Prior to saying that, however, the host, Billy Moran, said to me that, he had no idea how to fix the problems of the inner cities. And I've heard this time and time again. We don't know how to fix the inner city problems. Yes, we don't know how to do it. White America doesn't know how to do it. But black people, we do know how to do it. If you'd listen to us and allow us to do it, guess what? In 20 years, you'll see our homicide rate drop significantly. And by the way, it is dropping significantly, which is something that is often overlooked, but it is dropping significantly. So is drug use. But you'd see a different society. And this is the sad part. It is very evident to me that I don't know if white America really is as committed to creating an equal society as they continue to say. If you have never seen a documentary called the Maafa 21, MAAFA 21, please go out and see it. There's a great quote in there. It's about black genocide and the abortion debate. And I forgot who the person was that they actually quoted with this, but he said that so long as the black man stays subservient to the white man, this is in essence what he said, this is not verbatim, but so long as the black man stays subservient to the white, then there is going to be no problem. As soon as the black man rises to the same level or tries to exceed or pass the white man, then there is going to be problems. And I think this is a mentality that is very deep-rooted in our society. We talk about equality, but we don't talk about what actual equality is. We talk about justice, but we don't really talk about what actual justice is. I'll give you a great example. Martin Luther King, he's beloved by so many white folks. But so many white folks only know Martin Luther King up until the I Have a Dream speech. They don't know about the Martin Luther King that in 1966 was talking about economic justice and investing as much into the inner city as was being invested into the suburbs. They don't know about the Martin Luther King who was talking about a radical redistribution of wealth, not only for black people, but for poor white people. This is the difference. We don't talk about justice. We don't really talk about equality and what the meaning of that actually is. So, black people, we do actually care about black-on-black crime. We have been trying to solve it for a long time. And if we can get our white counterparts now to come to the table and sit down too, along with our brown counterparts, our yellow and red counterparts too, we'd have a real chance at solving black-on-black crime, as well as white supremacy, which that's a discussion for another day. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please write to me at classwarbattlefield@live.com. This is Vladimir D saying thank you for joining me.